Hello and welcome to this video. Here I have a challenge lock, a lorry that was pinned by PickME 1977. Yeah, that's the key. Pretty good bidding, lots of ups and downs and two short key pins in the back. Manufacturer of the blanks is probably True Value and it's a KW1 quickset profile. Yeah, lock works. Not really smooth, has a bit of a stop in the middle here, but not too bad at all. Yeah, I've just picked it a bit in the hand to see which tools I would use, but appears to be a pretty hard challenge lock. Yeah, I will put it in a vise and then I will try to pick it for you. But first I want to say thank you very much to PickME 1977 for this nice Christmas card. Wishing your family a Merry Christmas from PickME. And look at that beautiful picture with all these locks. So I rarely get Christmas cards that are so nice like this. So PickME 1977, thank you very much for this very nice surprise. I was really amazed when I received it. So thank you very much. Well, I think now it's time to try to pick this open. So I will stop recording and I will be back with a lock in the vise. Okay, so the lorry is in the vise. It's locked up. I use a pry bar from Peterson, 1.3 millimeters. Very sloppy, this core. I try to pick it counterclockwise and I start with a deforest diamond. Alright. Some clicks from the back. Wow. Feels like a lot of serrated pins here and threaded chambers. Wow. I think I have to lighten up the tension quite a bit. I'm almost at no tension now. And the core or the pins really feel seized up. As I thought, this is not an easy lock. Wow. You have to turn back the plug to get the back pin set. Yeah. Now it feels better. Okay, now I'm getting feedback. There was a really hard binding pin in the back that stopped me from getting progress. Just trying to get anything out of this lock. Okay, now it's getting a little bit further to the right direction. And it seems you always have to help the plug with manual counter rotation to get the pin set. They're binding really hard. Very curious to see the pins and the chamber modifications. Yeah, if you're really light with the tension like now, it's very easy to overset the pins. Not sure if the deforest diamond is the right pick for this job. Maybe I should change. Having said this, the core turned a little bit further. So sometimes the deforest is quite a powerful tool, but also sometimes it's not appropriate if you need to pick the pins very individual. So sometimes with a deforest you pick 2 pins at the same time if there are if the how can I say, if the depth they need to be picked is very different, if they are next to each other, then it's not so useful. Core turned quite a bit, so I'm really happy about that. Let's see if I can convince it to move even further, and now we are done. It's open. Great. I think this lock likes small talk. If you talk a little bit, then it will open. Great. So let's have a look inside. Only 1 screw remaining. That's good. Oops. I need a special follower with a groove. And let's see. Yeah. All right. Here's the core. All pins are in and working. I already see some great modifications here on the plug. Oh, I need my pinning tray. The black one for the challenge locks. Alright, so upside down. 1 is a serrated, 2 is a standard, 3 is serrated with reduced diameter at the end, 4 is a very short one, serrated, and 5 also a very short one, serrated. But now let's have a look at the plug really close. We have enlargement in 1, standard in 2, enlargement in 3, and threading in 3. Yeah. 4 and 5 are threaded. Oh, great modifications. Okay, now let's move on to the drivers. How about 1? 1 is below the shear line. Look at that. I think 1 is has a threaded chamber, and maybe it stucks in there. Yeah. Now it came out with a baby spring. Tiny little spring, and 1 with a like a very shallow T-pin with a actually just like a standard pin with a little bit reduction of the diameter towards the shear line. So now let's have a look at 2. It's a giant spool, and get out the spring. In contrast to number 1, this is a huge spring. Oops. And this jumped out really fast, and I believe it has a also, oh, this has a large spring as well, steel. quite a bit of variation here in the springs. Then we have a, wow, that's an amazing pin. I will show it to you just in a second really close. And this is the according spring. Then we have another interesting looking spring and another one of these fancy drivers. All right, so before I move on to the pins, let's have a look at the chambers in the plug. They seem to be threaded in 5 and 4, and I need my lamp. Just a second. Okay, now I have my lamp. So what I can see is actually no threading in the chambers. I think these tiny grooves are from the manufacturing process. No threading in the chambers, I would say. Okay, we have a look off camera, but no threading. But now let's have a look at the pinning. So we can see, get something to point. Serrated key pin in number 1 and almost standard in 1 as a driver with a reduced diameter towards the shear line. Then a giant homemade spool in number 2 and a standard key pin. A T-pin key pin with 2 steps of T-pin diameter towards the shear line, and a very interesting T-pin in number 3 as driver with also 2 steps. Then we have serrated key pin in 4 and 5 and 2 of these amazing serrated T-pin spool pins as drivers. Very cool. This is a triple type driver, T-pin, serration and spool, and here we have a spool and a serration. Wow, that's an amazing lock, and with all these different kind of springs, great variation, great fun to pick. So I'm really happy that I've chosen this lock today, because it was really a great fun for me to pick. So prepare everything for a nice final view. Alright, so PickME 1977, thank you very much for this amazing lock. Everybody else, thank you very much for watching, and happy picking, and cheers, and bye bye.